Okay, thank you. So good morning, everybody. First off, I'm not ready to announce my or nominate the incoming board for the upcoming year. We'll have that maybe in another couple of weeks. But today, I really wanted to talk about something I've been thinking about for the last couple of months. As we have the coming back in person, more and more people showing up. And also we've been really very fortunate to grow our membership. I think we have at least 9 new members this year. And chatting with people, I've actually reached out to quite a few of you to kind of talk to, ask you about getting more engaged in some cases, sometimes just listening to what you have to say. And it just became apparent that we needed to do a better job at getting people engaged in the club, and that I could start that process by kind of sharing where I'd like to go in the coming year while I'm president, and then talk about some of our key needs to move forward and where we have opportunities for people to get involved. And then what I would like to do then is I'll have this list. I'll give it with Stuart, or we'll put it out on the tables and let people go ahead and sign up, or you can call me, email me, whatever. But I'd like to go ahead and get, again, increased engagement for the club. So my overarching goals, I want to, and I've got to hold on a second. Somebody else's thing has popped up in front of my screen. There we go. All right. So we need to continue. I want to continue to re-energize our club. As you know, again, we've become more re-energized as we've come back from COVID and we're meeting in person, starting to have breakfast again. So let's get more engagement and have a little more fun. I want to continue to grow and broaden our membership. I want to engage all members to participate on some service committee projects. And you'll see we have tons of service projects throughout the year. And so I'm hoping that everyone will sign up for at least something, even if it's just, an hour or so. Pick something that you will enjoy. And then I want to engage all members to participate on a club standing committee if they're willing. I think it'll be more fun if we share the load, that's for sure. So some key needs we have. We must have a hybrid Zoom committee if we're going to continue with the hybrid Zoom meetings. Tony has just, done a phenomenal job with the hybrid Zoom meetings. He's gotten, bought all kinds of equipment. He has struggled mightily with figuring out how to make everything work between the club's computer, his computer, the church's audio equipment and audio-visual equipment. It's just been incredible. And then, as you see, he's running back and forth. Has inadequate help when I'm trying to man the computer on the side. Let's face it, that's not my forte. So I really need some folks to step up and this to be the hybrid Zoom committee. And we need some techno guys, people or women, and it would be great if it could be 3 or 4 people, so that they're, again, sharing the load, that they don't need to be there every week doing that. But somebody needs to focus on getting everything set up in the morning and then operating the hybrid side of the Zoom. I'd like to get an executive secretary. This is a little different position. This is a good position for an introvert. It's basically the computer stuff that needs to be done to enter information in for the club, and it can be done, at 3 in the morning or 2 in the afternoon. It's not something that's relegated to being at a meeting or working with others, other than communicating with me and some others on what information needs to be put in. And then we need a membership committee co-chair, and we need some help with our membership committee. And then last but not least, we really do need, I can't remember how long Sherry has been doing the newsletter, but we need newsletter and then also meeting note takers. And I know this sounds like a hard job. I did it for 10 years. It's not that hard. It's once you learn how to do it, it does take a little effort to learn how to use the DAC BD and get it going. But once you get it learned, it really takes very little time. So those are our key needs. And here's where we're going with committees going forward. I found an old list that Ruby, thank you so much for finding this and getting it to me. But the first thing is, again, I noticed that we have many members who have not how do I say this? They still are not coming to our meetings. They're not even Zooming. And then we have people who are only Zooming and we're not getting to see them and talk to them. And I also was concerned about when a member loses a close family member, that we really don't have anything in place to respond to that. And so I talked to Ruby and Judy Gray and Ruby Miller, and they both have agreed to co-chair this committee. And of course, we need a few other committee members. And we're calling it the Courtesy Committee. And the purpose of this committee is to reach out to people who we haven't seen maybe in 4 weeks or so, and we don't know why we haven't seen them, to check in on them, encourage them to come, or make sure that there's not some issues or something that you know. And then also to be there when we have a member of our club has a crisis and maybe needs some help or comfort. You know, maybe we need to send flowers, a card, food, something, see whatever's appropriate. The next committee is the membership committee, and Pat Postma's been doing, again, a phenomenal job, obviously, with getting the new members that we have, with how things are going, but she really needs help. I have a feeling she'd be happy, you know, she needs co-chair or maybe even someone to become the chair. And we need some people to help with, again, it requires effort to enroll new members and order badges. So the Publicity Committee, Emily, again, has agreed to do this and continue to do this, but we have some needs here. I think, like I said, we need to have a backup to Sherry doing the newsletter, or actually maybe you can take it over for her if you'd like to let it go. We need meeting note takers. Again, that's just part of leading the pledge and reading the vision statement. You know, somebody needs to just take notes at every meeting and then get them to the newsletter writer. And we need a social media person, I think, to step up and help us with our social media. I already mentioned the hybrid Zoom committee, and then executive secretary. I think I mentioned this already. Sergeant at Arms committee, Stuart has agreed, bless you, to continue to serve in this capacity. And Mike Plume has agreed to be a second to back him up. But we need additional people to help show up early in the morning and help us set up, sit at the table and greet members, and then also with cleanup at the end after the meeting. And I appreciate everybody that's been doing that. Our fellowship committee, again, the Braytons have continued to serve there. Thank you. Tony has agreed to be the program chair. Of course, he'll need help. All of these committees, by the way, if I have a committee chair, that doesn't mean that they need committee members. They need help. Youth Services Committee, very appreciative. Matt Tucker has agreed to take on Youth Services Committee. Our youth services have actually gone pretty much to zero since COVID. Our Interact Club had already pretty much folded. Also, I don't think we've done our readers and leaders in a long time, probably because of COVID, but it may have folded before then. And we also, the RILA and other things that we support, they just haven't happened. But they are going to start happening again in the coming year. And so Matt's going to take this on and kind of look at what we should be, come up with what we can't do everything. So he'll look at what maybe some priorities are, and he'll be needing some help in order to make these things happen. Bonnie Carroll has agreed to replace me. Well, actually, we were co-chairing the Peace and Social Justice Committee, but I'm going to step aside, so Bonnie will be the chair. The RI Rotary International Foundation, that's keeping track of our funds donations going to the Rotary International Foundation, Paul Harrow Fellows, and that. David Olson has agreed to continue with that. I think he has a committee in place, but I'm sure they're looking for new members to help them with that. The Club Foundation, Charles Crow is chair. And again, a very well-established board. But again, if you're interested in working with the Club Foundation and the great things they do with community grants and other things, talk to Charles. District Grants Committee, I've chaired that this year. So we need a new chair for the coming year. And again, we have a fairly well, I think didn't do a lot of work. Fortunately, it was not a heavy lift. I think the hardest lift was going to the training, which is a 2-hour training that the district runs in the fall. But we do need a new chair. We need a district recognition committee. We used to have a recognition committee. We can call this, it could be one committee or 2 committees, but district recognition committee and then our recognition committee. And this is where we look at the Linda Brown, Rotarian of the Year, and those types of things that the club usually recognizes. Then I wanted to roll over to service projects, and I was surprised. You forget how many we do as we go through the year. So again, think about these. These are always short-term help. We have the Angel Tree Project. Tammy has been chairing this the last several years, and I know many of us jump on and help with the shopping, contributing funds, and then delivering the Angel Tree presents each year. The Dictionary Service Project, Jim Rushton, I hope you'll continue to chair this, and you've got it so well organized. And again, you may not need additional help, but chances are there's always an interest. This is a lot of fun. By the way, I always do one school, and it's just a blast when we get to go inside and see the kids anyway. Flatwater Tales Festival Committee, man, you all know about this, but we need to be refreshing our executive committee, so to keep things fresh and new energy continuing. The Christmas Parade book giveaway, Dean did this last year. The Christmas Parade float, John Reed, I believe you chaired that last year, but anyway, no, both of you are going to need more help and may even need someone to come in and share it or co-chair it with you. Waterfront cleanup, Dan, great job, thank you. And of course, he always needs help. John Roberts has agreed to be the Lunch for Literacy chair for 2023. Jim Palmer is chairing the Career Pathways Committee. And Lucky has been chairing the AdFact Backpack Project. Again, all projects that will need other people to help them out, help them with the activities involved. And now I know there are things I missed, as Tony mentioned when we got on the call this morning. We probably need to add back the planning the meeting committee, which is basically deciding about breakfast and what we're going to have, how we're going to continue. So that I think will continue to evolve. And then whatever we do, someone needs to be engaged with the food provider. And making sure that the food is ordered, delivered, and the bill is paid. So we'll probably need help with that, and I'm sure other things are going to come up, like the service project on April 30th is another good one.
Lydia.
Yeah.
The Waterfront Cleanup Committee, which I chair, is different from the Melton Lake Drive Trash Pickup Committee, which I have nothing to do with. And so you need a chair for the trash pickup.
Okay. Thank you, Dan. I did not realize
Trash
that.
Pickup Committee. So
That's
I've been
David also.
doing that for years.
Okay. Well, I imagine you need help. Okay, I'll separate those. Any other comments or questions? Otherwise, I'll turn this back over to Tony.
Well, Lydia, I think that was great to do. My gosh, we do so many things, right?
We do. It's incredible. It's great.
And
It is incredible.
Mhm.
and it's what keeps us vibrant, as many of us as can be getting involved in any community.